Welcome to another Coffee with Kilroy. Grab a cup of Joe, Java, juice, whatever you want to drink. Join me as I also drink, sip, and enjoy some coffee and cover or continue to cover Postcard Games. Yes, we're still on this. How long is he going to go? Well, I've got several to cover. So this is number 2 in the Against the Odds series of postcard games that they offer as part of their magazine games. And I'll put a link to the ones I've covered already. I kind of went backwards and then started going forwards, and now I'm continuing to go forwards. You'll figure that out. Anyway, this is Some Poles Apart, number 2 in the series. And it is, the second game in the Pocket Battle series from LPS, and LPS Inc. is the publisher of Against the Odds magazine and also Turning Point Simulations. And Some Poles Apart takes a close look at a fascinating and almost unknown action from the opening days of World War II, when a small group of Polish troops earned full honors of war from the Nazis for an amazing defensive stand they made in a Polish military storehouse in Westerplatte, a peninsula in the then free city of Gdańsk. So this is dealing with the opening moves of World War II in Poland. This is a postcard game, different from some of the ones I've covered so far. This is not a hex and counter game. You've got just areas on kind of a grid here on this peninsula. But the things that are similar are the counters. The counters are, along the side here. You need to cut these out. There is a note here that you can ask for a free version of the die cut counters. My first few issues of Against the Odds where I got these, they didn't have the die cut counters with them, and I didn't ask, and so I didn't get them. So shame on me. But you just need to cut these out to play the game. I don't know if I can go back and get those, but at some point, I don't know, by maybe game 5 or 6 or something, I started getting the die cut counters along with it. I don't know if they just changed policy or what. But the counters along the side here, your board's here, and then the rules are on the back. And also on the back is, a place to put your stamp, a place to put your address, and or your friend's address, and just mail it off and send your friend a game. So these are the back side of the counters. Here are the rules. It's going to have the setup. And as you can see, there's not a lot there. There's your complete setup. There is the turn begins. There's the section on combat. Here's the German air/offboard artillery markers. And then you have the game length and then who wins, so the winning conditions. And then you have a little explanation of the counter itself. It's got an ID, it's got a damage, and it's got a fire strength. And then you've got some designations here, whether it's air, BB and OBA. You've got infantry company, infantry platoon, engineer company, mortar platoon, anti-tank gun, and field gun. So those are the designations for these counters over here. And these postcard games are relatively simple. This one I'm not sure this is designed by Paul Rohrbaugh again, and a lot of his games you just use a deck of cards. This one you do as well. You shuffle a deck, include one joker. German player draws a card, and if black, he can pass and activate. So this is how you determine initiative. But the cards will determine your combat. You don't need to roll dice in these games. So there's a combat mechanism, and at least these first 2 in the series might have similar combat type systems that we're looking at there. So what I like about these, well, they're very portable, they're very small, they're easy to pack away or carry with you. I mean, you might have to put these in a baggie, or if you're lucky enough to have the die cut ones, you can put those in a little baggie. You're going to need a deck of cards that you need to use along with these. And there you have it. I mean, who doesn't have a deck of cards, and who doesn't have some scissors to cut these out? And who doesn't have some time to read this amount of text to understand the game? So they're not overly complex. They do give you some sense of the conflict the conflict or the situation that they're trying to cover. They're not going to be in depth. They're not going to be crunchy. They're not going to be, the seminal game on that topic or that battle or that conflict, but they're going to give you some feel for it, and they play relatively quick. So I mean, you're not going to waste a lot of time. You can play it. You might be, switch sides, play it again, switch sides, play it again. I mean, it really can play that fast. But that's what I like about these, and they're a little different, and they cover some topics that you don't see a ton of coverage on, or at least you see it's covered in a way that is very accessible and a way that you can get to very quickly. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Send me a postcard, why don't you? Let me know what you think. Or better yet, you can just put a comment down below, save a stamp. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these. Do you like the postcard games? Do you think they're just too simple, too small, and too kind of fiddly to get to the table? Or is this something like, oh, that's kind of different. It's a nice little filler game. In the Euro game hobby, there's a whole thing about filler games, before game night, after game night, or while you're waiting to get in another game. War games, you don't do that as much, but maybe if you go to a convention, this is a nice little filler game, or something that, you might just want to play two-handed solitaire, right? And on a plane or a train or a boat, or moat, as I say, or anywhere, they're very portable and very easy to get to the table and push some counters around. And sometimes that's all you want to do, right? Is just push some counters around. You just want to drink some coffee and push some counters around. So I think I'm going to go finish my cup of coffee and push some counters around. You guys and gals and whoever you're out there, take care. Have a good one. Drop me a note, though. Let me know what you think about any of this stuff. Love to hear from you. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.